Okay. Next is commit your way to the Lord. And we've just been talking about this, committing ourselves to the Lord. Just hear Him. Listen for His voice. Spend time with Him. Spend time in His Word. You know, our first act of obedience is to hear Him attentively and believe what we're hearing. And it's an open door for grace, who we're talking about. It enables, it's a yield to grace that enables us to walk in submission and compliance to His Word. It takes the hard out of being obedient. And I had a definition of, you know, it kind of, for a little while, I didn't know what the difference between New Testament and Old Testament obedience was. And I kept going around in a circle with it because I knew in myself, for New Testament obedience, I can't do His Word without Him. I just can't. I already tried to do that. Everyone's heard my testimony. I tried to do that all by myself. It didn't work. It wasn't until I started just yielding to Him little by little, step by step, that stuff started to change in my life, and I seen what His Word was, what His Word said about me started to take place in me. You know, but it took just a little moment, and this is what I learned about New Testament and Old Testament obedience. I'm going to share it with you real quick. Old Testament obedience is you heard and you believed the law, and you had to do it. I had to do it. See, it was about me doing it, me being the self-reliance and the self-dependence. It was I had to do all these things, and that's what the law did. It showed us that we couldn't do what His Word said. We couldn't make ourselves right. New Testament obedience is Holy Spirit produces that submission and compliance in us as we attentively hear and believe His Word. That's part of our committing to Him, is to place ourselves in that arena where we're hearing Him, where we're giving Him time, where we're not putting ourselves in environments that are contrary to His Word, where we're not putting ourselves in situations or circumstances that are contrary to His Word, that we know when we're in a place where we shouldn't be. You know, Holy Spirit in us will give us a check. We'll just feel uncomfortable. We'll be like, you know I'm not supposed to be in this bar right now. Okay? Now, God sends some people to those places, yes. But if you're just going there to hang out with friends, it's probably a bad idea, okay? What does the Word say? Bad company corrupts good behaviors, right? If you hang around that and you are giving your attention to that, it's eventually going to weave its way into your life some way. And then as that starts to happen, you get further in your thoughts and your actions from your redemption. Does it make your redemption go away? No, it doesn't. It's just you've placed yourself in a position where you've went away from your redemption, where you've allowed other things. I'm not going to tell you social media, stay away from social media and all of this stuff. We live in this world. Some of those things are awesome tools for us as born-again believers. Some of those, we have AI now and whatever else. I'm learning some of that. Some of it I'm just like, ooh, that's creepy. I don't know if I want to do that. But because it's like it's thinking for me. I don't want my thinking to go away. I want to, I want to stay. I don't want it to totally just like, oh, I don't have to think anymore. I don't have to write anything anymore. I can just tell this Chat GPT what I want to preach on today, and he's going to come up with this whole thing that I have to stand up here and talk about it. If ChatGPT is doing my writing for me, I might not be able to do that. I have a little bit of a time anyways, okay? Anyways, so we have to be careful where we choose to allow ourselves to go, what we choose to allow in our environments. You know, TV, social media, we'll go back to that real quick. Some of it is so drama-filled. Okay, if I am constantly in that arena where that's all I'm hearing is all of this drama, and she said this, and he did that, and then the daddy came out and pounced on this one, and what do you think is going to happen? You know, where's my line of thinking going to go the next time Satan, and he will, present you with a situation where somebody is right up in your grill and they're yelling at you, and you go back instead of going to what the word says of how and what you're supposed to do, you go backwards to all of that you just seen and heard. It's imperative that we keep our minds stayed on him, keep our focus on him, keep hearing him. And I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion saying you cannot be on social media or you cannot watch TV. Be careful. You know what, you already know your boundaries. You already know if you're getting out of line or not. Just be attentive. Holy Spirit lives. Grace lives in you. And that's who and what he's there for. He's there to teach us to walk this righteousness. He's there. He is the license to walk righteous. Okay? We talk so much about not having having a license to sin. That's what grace is. It's a license to sin. I don't see that. We were already doing that. We didn't need a license. Okay? We were just doing it. Now, we have a license. His name is Holy Spirit. He is grace in us to walk righteous, to walk in everything that our Father has paid for us to have, to walk in, to be. So let's do that. Okay.